What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Call Her Creator, powered by Stan. I'm Caitlin Rhodes, also known as Social Marketing Queen over on Instagram. And today we're going to talk about how to make money in your sleep. This is probably going to be one of my favorite episodes. I did a little masterclass with Stan a couple months ago, and I put all this information together and I'm just like, this is so good. I think we need to bring it to the podcast. So this is going to be a really good lesson for all of you that are having trouble nailing down your niche, creating a compelling offer. Maybe you don't know how to build buzz or launch a product. The Rule of 3 by our beautiful Lo over at Stan. And then we're also going to go through some bonus tips like a free launch checklist that I'll tell you how to grab, and then top tips to make money online. So sit back, relax, adjust those headphones, and let's get to learning. Now, in case you are listening, maybe you're driving on your way to work or something like that, I have this really amazing hat on right now and it says Call Her Creator. So if you haven't checked out the podcast over on YouTube, it's on my Social Marketing Queen YouTube channel. I believe Stan is also starting to upload the podcast episodes over there too. Please go check it out. Episode 22, I believe this is at this point. Yeah, no, episode 23. Oh my gosh, we've gotten so far. I really want y'all to go check out my hat. I might even take a selfie later and upload it to my Instagram because this was just like some merch that I kind of put together last minute. Not last minute, but I needed something kind of quick because we were going out on the lake and I'm ready to just start wearing all Call Her Creator stuff. So if you like it, let me know. I do want to eventually start offering merch for Call Her Creator. I think it is a movement for all of us to just start making money doing what we love. So if you guys could support that and support the Call Her Creator brand and buy this merch, oh my gosh, I think we could really start a movement. So enough about me and my brand and my cool hat that I'm wearing. Let's get into the social media update of the week. So this comes from Adam himself. They had a little meeting, masterclass, event, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, over in New York City. And someone asked him, how can I get more reach on my content? I know all of us want to ask Adam Mosseri that question, but he said that the best way to get more reach on your content is by your share rates. Now, how many times have I told you guys to create content that is shareable? And what I mean by that is creating content that makes people think, oh my gosh, I got to send this to my best friend, or oh my gosh, I need to send this to my husband. Wow, I need to send this to my mentor. Like that kind of content where you are DMing it to someone that means a lot to you, someone who's special to you. That is a key driver of reach on Instagram. So in response to this question, Adam said, more important than watch time, which is crazy because I've always been on the watch time, especially for Reels. And I still do think that watch time is important for Reels, but you can tell that they're shifting a little bit to shares. More important than watch time or likes and comments counts is send rates. And generally, I think the rate is more important than the count. So the number of sends per reach, the number of likes per reach, the number of comments per reach. But sends per reach correlate more, in my experience, with overall reach than anything else because we are looking to help people discover content they want to connect with friends over. And so sends is a great proxy for that sort of connection over creativity. Now, first and foremost, let me dissect this for a minute. I feel like Adam says things to where he won't give us the exact answer, but he says it in a roundabout way to where he's like, okay, I'm giving you the answer, but you have to decipher this for yourself. So the likelihood that people will explicitly share your post is obviously the key focus of the Instagram algorithm right now at present. Not watch time, no other forms of engagement. They are looking at sends, or what we see as shares, people that send stuff in the DMs. So this week, when you are putting out a piece of content, I want you to think in your head, will someone see this and want to send it to a friend? If the answer is no, don't share that piece of content. If the answer is a resounding yes, then obviously you're going to want to share that content. So I think this was really good information. This was shared over on social media today. That's typically where I get our juicy I just made that up. Our juicy social media updates of the week. So if you want more information on this, you can totally head over to that website. Review of the week. If you haven't downloaded this podcast yet, please do so. That helps us decide if the podcast is doing well or not. Success from our podcast comes from you downloading the podcast. But I also like to highlight everyone that sends me a review. So if you also have it in your heart to leave a review for me, it means the world to me. I read all of them, and I like to shout you guys out on each episode every week when I get on Call Her Creator. So this week is from Youngblood Country Cabins. Her review made me giggle. She says, she gives it all away. Caitlin gives so many actionable tips, I had to grab a notebook. Now she has her own section in my notebook. Thanks for all the information you give for free. I love that. I love that I have my own section in your notebook. I think everyone should have a section in their notebook for me and my tips because they're really easy to execute on. And gosh, this is free stuff, guys. Like they don't make them like me no more. They don't make no podcasts like me no more. Just kidding. Okay, let's get into today's episode. So we're going to be talking about making money in your sleep. How to launch your next big product. So I think a lot of us, this day and age, summer's coming up. This is a really good episode actually with perfect timing with the summer coming up. I just implemented this little I think it was called Summer of Freedom, where I'm going to let my full-time employees work from anywhere during the months of summer, June and July. But when I was trying to come up with what to name that Summer of Freedom, I had put something in Google search that said something like work from home summers, just to help me come up with a name. And I was really blown away by how many Google searches there are for people looking for a side gig or extra income during the summer months. I don't know if this is just an influx of teachers that are looking for extra money to make during the summer, or if that's just a thing where people are looking for summer jobs, it makes sense. Students, teachers, probably just normal people with full-time jobs too. Maybe they want that side hustle, but there was so many of you out there that are Googling how to make money during the summer. So I thought today would be a perfect opportunity for me to kind of go over how you can decide what you want to do, what you want to offer, how to make money off of it. And that's why I named it Make Money in Your Sleep, because I also want it to be a passive way for you to make money, to where maybe you work really hard to put it out, but then you kind of just let it run its course over the summer and you sell it or whatever season you're in. So that's what we're going to talk about. So we're going to nail down your niche. We'll talk about what offer you can really put out there, how to launch that offer, how to build excitement around that offer, the rule of 3, how you can promote it. And then we'll also talk about top tips for making money online. And then I have this free launch checklist. So before I get into everything, make a note. If you go to Social Marketing Queen on Instagram and go to my stand store in my bio, if you scroll down to the freebies, there is a free launch checklist. Now, what this will do is this will basically tell you everything you need to do to launch your first lead magnet or launch your first digital offer or even launch your first service. It's completely free. It's filled with so much value. So go grab that from my stand store. You will not be disappointed. It's really good freebie that I have for you guys. So nailing down your niche. If I told you that narrowing your focus onto one target segment of the market could actually be the key to starting your business growth, you probably would think you are crazy. That's counterintuitive. You are pigeonholing me, not doing it. Because bigger is better, right? Wrong. Bigger is not better. Bigger is not better. Not in this case, though, at least. So think of it this way. If you're bobbing for apples at Halloween and you want to get one apple, you are never going to be successful if you are looking at all of the apples at once. You want to hone in on that one apple and you want to bite it. You want to get it. So that's kind of how it is with being successful online and selling a product. You kind of want to lean into one audience, one offer, one niche, and become the expert on that. And then you really dial into how you are going to get there. You have this one goal in mind. When you're out there trying to serve everybody and their cousin, Your messaging doesn't always come off clear. You try to talk to someone, you end up talking to everyone, and then they think you're talking to no one. So it's super important to really nail down who you want to talk about. So I have a real life example. I've always loved social media. I was coding MySpace pages when I was 15 years old. My friends would literally come over and spend the night with me and know like I was probably going to edit their MySpace page. Shout out to one of my besties from high school, Kelly. Me and her would just like have so much fun editing our MySpace pages. But 15 years later, I decided, shoot, I want to go all in on this. Like social media marketing, posting on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media it is, it brings me joy. So I started to study other people in this niche and really kind of hone in on what are they doing? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? Are there trends that I'm seeing? Like, is this account and this account and this account, all these 3 successful accounts, are they doing something? Like, is there a pattern here that I could probably do with my own stuff? So the first part of nailing down my niche was kind of to go look at my niche and who was already out there. What were they doing? I bought a few things from some of these people that I aspired to be. And truly, like some of the stuff I bought and paid money for, I was like, holy moly, I could do this with my own knowledge and creative design experience and actually do a whole lot better. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I think I read a quote and it's like, there's someone out there that is less experienced than you, doing a worse job than you. Get out there and do what you were meant to be, or something like that. I don't even remember exactly what it said, but it was just, it made so much sense. Like there are people out there that have no idea what they're doing. I mean, me sometimes too, but we have no idea what we're doing and we're still doing it anyways. And we're making money doing it. So if there's something you want to do, you have to just do it. You have to decide that you are just going to put in the work and try and do it. So start by nailing down your niche. Start by understanding what you want to do. Now, I have some questions to ask yourself when you are nailing down your niche. So when choosing the right audience for your digital product or your service, ask yourself specific questions to ensure that it aligns with your goals and your audience. So first you want to make sure, is there a sufficient demand out there for what it is that I want to offer? Are there enough people out there that are interested in this niche to sustain a viable business? That's probably the biggest thing. Is you might have this crazy cool idea, but is there really enough people out there that are wanting that? If it's a no, and it's just, no, but I'm so passionate about it, we gotta be real with ourselves too. So make sure that there's a demand for what it is that you're wanting to offer. Then you want to decide, do I have expertise or a passion for it? So of course you might not be an expert in it, but if it's something that makes you happy, if it's something like little Caitlin at 15 years old who is designing MySpace pages and she's thought about it her whole life, like 15 years later, I mean, obviously you want to work in social media, Caitlin. So do you possess the knowledge, the skills, or the experience relevant to the niche that you want to get in? And then lastly, is the niche profitable? This is probably one of the most important questions to ask yourself. What is the potential for generating revenue and achieving profitability within this niche? So all of these questions, you can go out there and ask Google even. You can say, is there enough demand out here for a mental wellness coach? Is the social media marketing world profitable? Is being a teacher, I don't know exactly what we call this, but teacher creator maybe. I know there's a lot of teachers out there. Like the reason I said teacher too is because the summer's coming up, but there's so many of you teachers out there that for the summertime, y'all could be selling like how you create lesson plans in a 40-hour work week, or how you do something, how do you keep your students organized all year long, sell it for $15. So use your keyword, use your industry, go to Google and ask them how profitable the idea that you have would actually be. Once you've nailed this down, it makes it way easier for you to nail down your audience. So once you have your product or your service, then you're going to be able to understand who your audience is and how you can actually talk to them and provide the solution to them. So once you've got your niche down, then you're going to want to decide your compelling offer. You've identified your target audience. You've chose a compelling offer that is crucial for driving interest and conversions. So there's 3 steps to this, by the way. Step 1 is truly understand your audience needs and their pain points. What problems are they looking to solve? What goals are they trying to achieve? The way you can do that when you're trying to decide your offer and what your target audience needs, you can conduct surveys. Maybe you're on Instagram, you do a little poll. Like I've done this in the past. I did a story and it said, I'm thinking about launching another masterclass. What do you need help with most? And then that's when I asked them if they needed help with graphic design, Instagram growth, or making money online. And so I know in my heart what I think that they want, but then they'll take this poll and they'll totally blow me out of the water with a completely different answer. So never guess what your audience wants. Ask them. Conduct surveys, interview people, use a social media poll, use all of these things to really gather insights directly from your audience. The next step in creating your compelling offer is to develop solutions tailored to your audience's needs. So create a digital product or service that directly addresses your audience's pain points and desires. Ensure your offer provides clear benefits and solutions that resonate with their needs. That's why it's so important to understand who your audience is, because once you've nailed down who your audience is, you'll be able to fully understand what their pain points are, what they do for a living, where they live, where do they shop at. All of that information helps you to sell to them at the end of the day. Now, you can always test different offer formats and pricing models to see what resonates best with your audience and then pay attention to the feedback. Also, don't be afraid to pivot, optimize, and revamp. So I think it was last summer, we tried to launch like this 3-day boot camp, growing your email list. And this was super important to me as a business owner because I believe at the end of the day, we don't own our Instagram audience, but we can own an email list. So I wanted to launch this 3-day boot camp where I walked people through how to create a lead magnet, how to get these people to opt in for the lead magnet so I could collect their email addresses, and then how to nurture them. And it was this big 3-day workshop. Me and Darby spent so much time putting all of the information together to market it, ended up launching it, and it completely failed, guys. I think we had 3 signups and I have 169,000 followers on Instagram. So right then and there, I pushed it probably for 2 weeks. I was like, nope, I'm not going to give up. But after 2 weeks, 3 signups, we were like, this is not what our audience wants. So we decided to pull that offer. I had to email the people that had already signed up and they were a little bit bummed, but they totally understood. And I still gave them some information and still try to provide value to them. But I was just like, at the end of the day, guys, I'm sorry. It just wasn't popular enough. So we come back to the drawing board and I go to my polls and I'm like, all right, guys, I think I know what you want, but I'm totally wrong. So tell me where I can help. And that's when I wrote a poll about, do you need help with Reels? Do you need help with Instagram growth? Do you need help making money online? I think the majority of the votes were Instagram growth. So then we ended up launching another offer that went right into Instagram growth, and we ended up selling out on that product. That I think it was a masterclass. Sold it out. So that's where you guys have to understand, you may think you know what your audience wants, but at the end of the day, you are not your audience. So you really need to ask them. You might want to launch something. That launch might fail. And if it does, then just pivot and re-strategize. That's exactly what we did. And it's okay. Step 3 in creating your compelling offer is to communicate the clear benefits and results. So once you decide what you want to offer, you are going to want to clearly communicate to your audience the benefits or the outcomes of what would happen if they buy that product or service, how it's going to improve their lives, how it's going to solve their problems, how it's going to help them achieve their goals. Now, the best way to do this is obviously you want to use persuasive messaging, storytelling techniques to paint a vivid picture for them of the transformation or the results that your offer delivers. So show real life examples, case studies, testimonials, whatever you can showcase to validate your claims that you're going to help with XYZ. That's going to help you to sell that compelling offer. So when we did launch that Instagram growth offer that we launched, I already had case studies from other clients that we had worked with and how they grew X amount of followers. So-and-so grew this amount of followers in 3 months by implementing, lesson 1, 2, and 3 of our whatever it was. So those are the kind of things that you're going to want to tell your audience when you are offering this service or product again. And then you can always ask your past clients too, hey, would you be interested in doing an Instagram live with me to talk about your results? Or, hey, do you mind answering a few questions about XYZ? Or, hey, could you record a short 30-second clip saying how I helped you achieve this with this? get that client feedback. More than likely, they're going to want to help you. Secondly, they want to get, like, you could tell them too, like, hey, if you let me show you off on my channel, I'll get you out in front of more people. So it can kind of be like a partnership thing too, but you really want to show those real life examples. When it comes to offering offers, what you should be launching, I did some research to kind of go over some top offers of what you can sell. So I've got my notes here. Digital products, services, and subscription-based models were my top 3 to share with you. So digital products, that could be an ebook or a guide, an online course, a workshop, printable artwork, or maybe Canva templates. So those are a few like digital products you could offer. As far as services go, you could do one-on-one coaching or consulting. Maybe you're going to offer like a personalized coaching, consulting, or mentorship services in your area of expertise. I will say that's my biggest moneymaker when I do offer that. I know I'm not offering any of that right now because it takes a lot out of you as well mentally, but that is my biggest moneymaker if I want like quick money, is to offer one-on-one services or coaching or something like that. And then subscription-based models, one of our biggest revenue drivers as well for Influence Marketing Studio is our membership club Influence. Now, with a membership, you can offer exclusive access to premium content. So with our membership, we offer weekly Reels prompts. These are researched Reels prompts that are based off of trends, so people don't have to waste their time scrolling. So like the benefits of that is that you're getting your time back because you're not having to look for trends anymore. We're giving you timely trends every Monday for you to record and post. And then we also offer Canva templates, Reels, stories, statics, carousels. On top of that, we offer a monthly detailed calendar, so you know Monday through Friday what you're going to post, and then we have on-demand training. So all of that is encapsulated in our monthly membership club Influence. So you could totally do something like that too, depending on what your niche is. I had a med spa owner who was doing a membership where they paid like so much a month and then they could come into the spa a certain amount of times a month. That was more for like a brick and mortar kind of store. And then I had a aesthetics creator who offered a monthly membership, and she would give out like custom skincare routine each month for you based on whatever you are struggling with. So these are a lot of cool ideas that you could implement as a membership. It's a subscription based. And the cool thing with Stan, I'm going to plug Stan in here, is that they make it super easy for you to have a membership. Whenever I first launched my membership, I did launch it with Stan, but I remember before I started using Stan, I wanted to do the membership, but I just didn't know how to go about charging someone on a monthly basis, how that even works. So I will say the cool thing with Stan is that they made it super easy for me to just do my membership. They collect the payment, they charge the person to their credit card each month, and then I just do the services. So once you have your offer in place, you can truly head over to whatever it is you want to use. In my case, I use Stan, and you can set up your online store and offer all these cool things like the digital products, the coaching calls, the memberships. Maybe you just want to set up a lead magnet. Stan has all of that. If you do want to try Stan for free for 14 days, you can go to my Stan store over on Social Marketing Queen on my Instagram. If you click my link in bio, I have a little button there for you to set up your Stan store for free for 14 days, and you can kind of get the feel of how it works and just how easy it is to use. So once your product or your offer is in place, then it's time to launch. So we use a sales in 7 strategy where we spend a full week launching and promoting our new offer. Now, there are some companies out there that will launch for a full month. There's companies that will launch for a full 14 days. So you got to kind of decide what works for you. But we just started the sales in 7 strategy and it works for us. But what goes into our sales in 7 strategy? So first we want to build some buzz before we launch, and then we want to launch. So first you want to generate excitement and anticipation. And the way to do that is you could create a wait list. You could even use something like Stan to promote that wait list. They have like the free lead magnet thing on their store. You could do teaser campaigns where you're just kind of teasing what you're about to launch. You could do behind the scene sneak peeks. You could do countdowns and exclusive access, especially on Instagram. They have like the countdown sticker. So you could post to your stories and say, hey, we're launching something really cool that's going to help you make 6 figures in 6 months or something, whatever it is that you're trying to sell. And then you could say something like tap this countdown sticker so you get alerted when we launch. And then on the day of launch day execution, You want to unveil your digital product with a coordinated launch campaign across all your social media platforms. You're going to want to monitor that when you launch it and make sure you're responding to feedback, questions, comments, holding down the fort basically to make sure that people are understanding and liking what you have to promote. And then, of course, you're going to want to also track your performance. That's how, back when we launched something, it completely flopped. It's because we were tracking the performance. So you got to stay on top of that. Now, another way to promote your service or product is by using the rule of 3. And this includes posting 3 reels that relate to your content. So the rule of 3 helps you to kind of promote something in 3 different formats. So there's 3 different videos. Little backstory about this. There's people that learn by reading. There's people that learn by watching. There's people that learn by reading and watching. So that's kind of what the rule of 3 is all about. Video 1 is typically a trend video. You jump on a trending audio, grab a trending audio, share about your idea, but you have all of the information in the caption of that reel. So like you do the trend, but really to promote the offer and talk about it, it's going to be in the caption. Then video 2 is you record a short form video. This can be anywhere from 8 to 30 seconds long, but most of the value will be in the video rather than only reading it. So it's really going to be kind of like you talking, or maybe it's you using text, the text overlay. You know those reels that have a lot of text? That would mean that the information is in the video. And then video 3 is a little bit longer. It's over 30 seconds. And this could be a green screen video of you talking. Maybe the video's in the back, you're talking about something, or maybe it's just a talking head. It's like just you. Like maybe I've seen my reels snippets where I'm doing the podcast on my page. That would be a video 3. You'll say all of the value verbally talking instead of text overlays or captions. You want them to watch your video. That's the rule of 3. That helps you make content around one specific subject several different times, 3 times. Lo does a really good job at explaining this as well. There is a video over on the Stan account too, where she talks about the rule of 3. You might even see me talking about the rule of 3 over on my Instagram, but it works. Okay. Now we're nearing the end of this episode. I told you guys I have a free launch checklist. You can launch your lead magnet or your freebie or offer, might be a paid offer, with this free checklist. It's over in my Stan store. Go to Social Marketing Queen on Instagram, click my link in bio, and look for the Launch Your Lead Magnet Like a Pro. That's the freebie. Now, some bonus tips for you. Do approach your journey as a learning experience and be open to adapting and evolving all along the way of your journey. Embrace the challenges, embrace the setbacks, use them as opportunities for growth and improvement rather than viewing them as failures. Remember how my offer flopped? Seek out opportunities for continuous learning, whether it's through online courses, mentorship, networking with others in your industry. Always be learning, guys. Always be learning. And then stay consistent and patient. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a successful business on social media. So stay committed to your goals. Understand that it takes time and patience, and truly avoid comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. I tell myself that all the time. I do it still too, but try your best to stay away from that. And then also celebrate your small wins along the way, because it is a journey. It's not a short little race. It's a marathon. I think that's what they say. So just give yourself grace when you are doing all of this. But I truly hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. I think it was super helpful, especially just for someone that's just getting started in the business. If you liked this episode, please download Call Her Creator, download this episode, leave me a review. It means the world to me. And of course, share it with a friend. We need to get Call Her Creator out there for everyone so we can all eat the cheese. I just made that up, but so we can all share in on the success of what social media can bring to us and build our profitable powerhouses by following our passions. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. I will see you next week on Call Her Creator. Peace out.